I'm an HSP currently living in Russian Siberia. These days it is extremely difficult to maintain mental sanity with what's going on in the world. So I wanted to make a kind of a therapeutic video that could possibly help highly sensitive people cope with the situation. And honestly, I'm also making this video for myself. Oh, and also, if you're new to this channel, hi, my name is Anastasia, and this channel is intended to be about everything that is mindful, minimalist, and creative. So recently I've been called an overthinker, overreactor, alarmist, neurotic, etc. But I know that I'm just me and I'm an extremely sensitive person. So I invite you to see what we can focus on to embrace our high sensitivity without killing it or being ashamed of it. Let's not depreciate our feelings. We all live in different life situations and circumstances, but it doesn't mean that our own feelings and emotions deserve less attention than someone else's. Suffering has many faces. Your own pain is yours and no one will fully understand it. So let's be kind to ourselves and accept our own suffering, even if it's not graphic enough externally from someone else's viewpoint. Lately, I've been disregarding my own pain and suffering a lot, but then I realized that it doesn't do any good neither to me nor to other people on the other side who are living their worst nightmare. We have our own life path to follow, and most times it's absolutely useless to invent any type of pain meter to say which suffering is more valid. We dislike talking about our experiences. No explanations are needed for those who have been inside, and the others will understand neither how we felt then nor how we feel now. Switch guilt to responsibility. Guilt is a very dark feeling that leads to nowhere, while responsibility gives us tools to change the situation for the better. Today there is an overwhelming call for certain people to feel guilty, but I guess we are all responsible for our own actions. And it's so important to understand this. As an HSP, I easily get caught up in the feeling of guilt, thinking that I should have done something, I should have been someone, and so on, but it's just a dead end for living a life. When I feel responsibility for my own actions, I am strong, I have less fear, and I have fewer inner restraints. A man who becomes conscious of the responsibility he bears toward a human being who affectionately waits for him or to an unfinished work will never be able to throw away his life. He knows the why for his existence and will be able to bear almost any how. Carefully select your information resources. Are you into doom scrolling? Raise your hand. Well, obviously I am, and at this point I'm exhausted. Every morning I wake up and I feel the urge to check what has happened, and so far nothing good has happened. No good news in my doom feed. I have panic attacks, I get emotional multiple times a day. I feel meaninglessness of everything and many other things that are triggered by all that information and tone of voice that is present almost everywhere right now. I feel how the air gets thicker and thicker with that amount of pain, aggression, and suffering that is accumulating in our world. And that aggression comes from all sides, if you know what I mean. As highly sensitive people, We are susceptible to attacks from all fronts, and that's why I find it crucial to use a kind of a shield of moral values and humor. Yes, humor, not the mocking or humiliating type of humor, but the most kind, humane, and witty one, like humor of John Oliver and his amazing show, or one Russian Telegram channel that I'm following but obviously cannot name it here. The current tragedy is overwhelming, but we need something else to cope with it. It is well known that humor, more than anything else in the human makeup, can afford an aloofness and an ability to rise above any situation, even if only for a few seconds. Do not pretend that everything is normal while it's not. Well, I cannot produce my normal content right now, and it's okay. I cannot stop feeling pain, and I give it a place in my heart. All emotions matter unless they destroy us. At some moments of our life, suffering prevails, but at other moments, we can enjoy so much happiness that we could never imagine. But to pretend that it's all glory and sunshine is too much for me. My emotions are always written on my face and carved in my heart, and I cannot change it. I'm very close with my cousin. We grew up together, and her daughter, my niece, was even born on the same day with me, so now we share our birthday. So these days, my cousin and I talk every day, multiple times. We never hide our emotions and feelings, and we share. She cannot live a normal life just like me right now, and it's not only due to all the hard economical and social situation that is happening here right now, of course not taking into account like the whole global crazy situation, but it's also due to our high sensitivity that almost no people from our circle can understand. And it's so important to share, because that we are not alone in our dark feelings and emotions. Some people might say that we will never know the depths of real suffering, and it's true, because we are who we are, and we are us and no one else. So let's just be and feel what we can and share it, just to make the world more connected not in the electronic, like internet machine way, but in human way. Let's not produce blind reactions, but let's accept each other with empathy and love and humanism. But there was no need to be ashamed of tears, for tears bore witness that a man had the greatest of courage, the courage to suffer. Trust and love your life path. It's hard, I know. Falling into the state of victim, helpless and disregarded, it's the easiest thing to do because it removes any responsibility. And I've been there. I'm still experiencing such moments from time to time. The other day I woke up and I felt paralyzed emotionally. I was so weak that I could hardly move. It was the dark hour of my life, one of many, and I didn't see any meaning in anything. But something inside of me wanted to live, to move, to run, to crawl, to do at least something to make it better. We are so privileged to be alive. We are so privileged to be able to listen, to talk, to express ourselves, to act. So let's not toss away this gift. Let's not multiply suffering. Let's try to reduce it and see humans in each other. What I've already told you before. Let's see the beauty in flowers, and let's not be ashamed for enjoying this beauty. We all have the right to be happy, and we all have the right to find our own meaning of life. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Recently it occurred to me, and maybe it's just a silly theory, but it seems like highly sensitive people, or HSPs, are sort of translators and receivers who process and reproduce everything that they perceive. And if you are an HSP like me, you should be very attentive to what you retranslate into this world. We are like filters. Many people are like filters. So do we really want to contaminate this world more and more, or are we ready to make some effort to purify all those enormous doses of violence, hatred, and pain that already exist? So it's up to you. Here lies the chance for a man either to make use of or to forego the opportunities of attaining the moral values that a difficult situation may afford him. And this decides whether he is worthy of his sufferings or not. Thank you for watching, my friends. Feel free to share in the comments your thoughts, and maybe tell me and all the community of friends, how do you manage to maintain your mental and spiritual sanity in these days? And I also want to thank you, all of you, for your amazing comments that I got lately. They moved me to tears, and thank you so much for all the support that I receive. It means much more than you can imagine. So you be safe and keep your hearts open, and I hope to see you soon. Пока-пока.